Mainly we saw boomerangs, spears, shields, yandis, mirrors with the designs on it belonging to the Ngarluma and Injamani people. Some paintworks were placed on these artifacts and all the different brands from way back then, back in the 1800s that we've identified over there. We've also identified plants, seeds. Some of the plants were the gariwanda, the fish poison, fish stunner.
Oh.
One of those, and a fire stick. Kevin was really interested in the fire stick.
Oh.
He said he was going to come back and take the kids out and make a fire with the fire stick instead of having a lighter and the matches.
That's good.
Yeah. And some of the seeds that we've identified, like bush tucker, ngargo, the bush onions, wild bush onions, some of the water reeds, the gallons mainly, and they were all dried up, and we had to put gloves on to have a look and see and to pick these things up. There's very special things. It ended up there with a collector by the name of Emil Clement. He came here in the 1800s. His son was running the Taurana out camp between Malana Station and Croydon Station. So he made friends there with people around, and I think the people was also interested and curious about what he had, and probably exchanged them for gifts, really, and started taking them back over there for his collections. I would like to see a repatriation for those artifacts to be brought back to the original places where they've been taken from. Also, to all these companies in and around this ngura here, we would like more funding also to bring those things back here and to set up our cultural center so we can house them. I want this cultural center to be secured and safe so that we can bring these artifacts back here to house them in this area amongst our people here. And also to start having security around this area here once we bring them back. But we really need to set this thing up first for a safekeeping place where these things can be housed. And, it needs to be in special rooms and stuff like that. And sometimes you have to have a room temperature, the right temperature for these things here. Because what we've seen over there is a lot of paint is still on those items and artifacts as well. And you could still smell some of the paints on it, especially the ochre ones and some of the designs that we've seen. These are very, very special things. 200 years ago, 200 years old artifacts and seeds and plants that was taken away. It's very, very special. Also, before we went in there, like Kevin said to me, "Oh, sis, you are one guy now." So I've spoken, I've let everybody know over there that I need to speak to these items, cultural items and stuff like that. I need to speak to them, let them know that we've come there to have a look, see what's there, and to say that we are there and we will be getting ready to bring those things back to its rightful areas. Oh, I felt really, really different. I went back in time, back to these places here, about how it would have been back in the day when these things was taken from the ngura and which people they've taken it from, which family groups in the family and kinship structure, who they've taken it from, which old people they've taken it from also. And when I was over there, when I had a look at those things, and it made me feel I came right back here to where they was collected from. It was collected from, some of the stuff was collected from Balabala, fishing grounds, and Taurana Out Camp, and Indanuna Station at the back of Warrenby Station there. And I've been wandering back to these areas looking where these things came from, and I felt really, really different. I've changed when I come back from over there. And while I was over there, I thought about how the Ngarangale, the Mayagabra over there, that was from this area, and the things been taken over there, and how it was back in the day. So I sort of went back in time to have a look at these things, And it was very, very interesting. We stepped into, when we travelled to Edinburgh, to Scotland, on that Monday, the first building that we went into, it was okay. And I'm just going to speak about a little bit of a cultural, spiritual feeling now about what happened over there. We went in the first building there. We first went to Kew Gardens to have a look there back in London. We've identified some stuff in there in the Royal Botanical Gardens, and there was quite a few items there. We've named them, what their usages are, where they came from, and what trees and plants was used to make these artifacts and how it was made. And then from there we travelled to Scotland. When we went into Scotland, to Edinburgh, to the museum in there, the first building we went into, it was okay. We've seen many artifacts there. We've identified them, but as we went in there, like I said, firstly, cultural protocols, I've spoken to these cultural artifacts to say that we're here to come and see you, and we're going to get ready to take you back home now. And we went in there in the first building, and then when we went into the second building, it was a bigger building where most of the artifacts was kept. And as I stepped in there, I had a very strange feeling that someone was in that room, culturally and spiritually. And anyway, as I was sitting there, some things was happening in that room there. And then I said, I think I need to step out because there's something in here. So I went outside. Now, it was still there. Then I came back inside. It was still there. And I said, all right, well, I'm going to try something here. So I put in a USB and turned the volume up on the laptop, and it was of my grandfather, Bob Churnside, talking, stories, singing. And anyway, I thought that would scare it away, but nothing. It was still there. And then from there, anyway, I started speaking in Ngarluma and in Yibani language, and it was still there. The present was still there. And anyway, when we finished from there, we went about our business. It followed us. We went out the back door. I felt that it followed us out the back door. And even when we came home to jump on the plane, so when we was on the plane, the door in the middle in the toilet, it slammed. It opened and slammed shut. And I sort of looked back. Nobody was in there. So I think it followed us home. It came back home. Wow. As soon as we landed in the airport, nothing. I couldn't feel that thing anymore, culturally and spiritually. And I did ask as a cultural person, Ngarluma lady, I did ask if they've taken people over there. And if any...
What did they say?
They said, oh, no, he didn't bring anybody over here. But maybe before his time, or maybe somebody else took some people over there, and that's what I was thinking about all the time. And I know there was people over there because that presence was very, very strong.